You're live.
We are live. Hello, everybody. It
Hello.
is it is the Week 10 waivers show. Just
Week
Shepard here.
10.
I'm with the Commissioner Rhino. How are you this evening, the good Commissioner?
I was doing good till you just said week 10, and then I get a little heartbroken because that means we're only 2 months away, eight weeks away from the season ending, and actually what 4 weeks away from fantasy football playoffs. So kind of gets me in my feels a little bit, man. Gets me in my feels.
That time remains undefeated.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because damn, seems like season just started.
Yeah, I often tell the story. I'll try to make this as fast as possible. When I believe it was around 2021. 2021, towards the end of that season, a feeling came over me that I just got so freaking depressed, by the playoffs, no feeling that the season was coming to an end, and that's never really came over me, and I had to figure out, and like something came over me, like what the hell? How the hell am I going to get out of this depression? What did I decide to do? I decided to go use my account on X, or what was Twitter. I decided to activate that, and all of a
Huh.
sudden, boom, the whole can of worms and the whirlpool opened up, and boom, here we are today. However, I don't have that feeling since.
Yeah, no, you know what? I agree. I agree.
I do not have that feeling since. So it's like, okay, fine. On one hand, you don't have this depression because your mind is occupied. On the other hand, you're you're entrenched into a social media app.
Yeah.
But we're gonna put that on the side. We've got a big show here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Week 10 waivers, and of course, it was the NFL trade deadline. So before we get into the waivers, why don't we talk about first the game that we had last night?
Yeah.
Then we could get into the trades and kind of dissect. There wasn't much in terms of our offensive fantasy splashes, so to speak. There was a lot more on the defensive side, obviously,
Yeah.
but still, there is some relevant plays that we should talk about. But first, why don't we get into the game last night? We had the overtime game. It was a good game.
It's a good game. It seemed like it was kind of slow, like the first half or something. Seemed like it was kind of slow, but then it seemed like the second half it picked up. I don't know what it was, if I was distracted from other things going on, but it was a good game.
It was one of those games where it was like, yes, it was kind of slower paced, kind of lethargic, so to speak. Yeah, again, you're talking about the two-time Super Bowl champs. They they are battle tested.
Yeah.
Battle
Yeah, they
tested.
are.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I give a ton of credit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield. Um, Basically, no weapons except for, of course, Kate Otten. Great performance. Really, really stepping up for this team. Again, there's really no wide receivers. We're talking about wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. They did what
No.
they could. However, yeah, you use the ground game, you used your tight end, and they pushed the Chiefs to the limit. Took them to overtime.
Yeah.
Again, I give the Bucks a lot of credit in Arrowhead. Okay, so that adds to it.
Did
And
you did you feel everybody, all the Kansas City Chiefs fans, collective? Oh shit! When Mahomes pulled up Gimpy, and then hey, he pulled a Willis Reed, came back walking, came back into the game, and there's been nothing. I didn't see anything about what he did or what, because
no, no,
it looks
no,
bad.
Yeah. No. There's no reports. Like
No.
it's like he's like the Bionic Man. Like
Yeah.
they just like like they pushed a button and gave him like a new right or left foot. That was as simple as it got. Yeah, it looked bad. Oh my Lord! Again, back to that social media app. Everyone starts pouring in the posts regarding like the injury, regarding his status, regarding this, regarding that. And yes, he pulled the Willis Reed. The Willis Reed. By the way, Willis Reed, ladies and gentlemen, New York Knicks. Shot. Nevertheless, yeah, that was again, great performance by both teams.
Yeah.
What did you make of the Patrick Mahomes, DeAndre Hopkins connection? Talk to us about that.
Okay, so this is my observation. The first drive, 33-yard pass, a little underthrown to Worthy. Worthy wasn't paying attention, and he should have scored a touchdown, but he didn't get 2 feet in downs. After that, Worthy had another catch, a target, a nothing, 2 carries for minus yards, and he's got taken out of the game. Reed would use him as a decoy, but that's where Hopkins shined. So I almost think this is just my thinking is if Worthy would caught that touchdown, then it might not have been as good as a game for Hopkins as it was. That's just my thinking.
It's
because I read a report that Reed lit into Worthy at halftime.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know really what to make of it, other than the fact that again, it's another rookie, very talented, very boom or bust. We almost saw the boom. They brought in a prolific, aging, Pro Bowl borderline Hall of Famer in DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
That's what the Chiefs did. They brought in DeAndre Hopkins. Hey, folks, do you have DeAndre Hopkins on your team? You might want to now, in my opinion, this guy, maybe dangle him out there. Dangle him around. Shop him around. See what you could get for DeAndre Hopkins. I think that is a good sell high candidate. Again, I know it's going to be difficult to let go of him. He looked so good, DeAndre Hopkins. This, again, 2 steps backwards. He's about 31. I think maybe turning 32, or he's 30, turning 31. He's no spring chicken. He's very good. And in this offense, I think you're going to see some of this a little bit more. It's not like he's just going to go flat.
No, he's not going to go flat. No.
However, if you're not going to be able to count on that type of performance against the Bucs secondary, that we could expect. You'd have to take a look at the Chiefs' remaining schedule to really, gauge whether
they play Denver this week, so let's see.
That's a divisional game.
Mm-hmm.
If that's going to be a tougher go, I would think, for DeAndre Hopkins. Again, this team is, with the exception of Xavier Worthy, by the way, this team might be one of the oldest teams in the league.
Yeah, probably.
If you want to count Chris Jones, right? If you want to now include DeAndre Hopkins, if you want to include Travis Kelce, this team, my God. Nevertheless, this is the best team, and they're going to be a difficult out for any team. However, Patrick Mahomes had one of his Patrick Mahomes games. I'd be curious to see. I wonder if you have this up. If not, maybe one of the GOATs have this up. I'd be curious to see how many people actually started Patrick Mahomes last night in their leagues. It was, I bet you it was north of like 20%.
You think?
North.
Okay. Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Yes, it is week 10 waivers. For those of you just joining, we've got the GOAT, the Smitty's in the house, the Tyler Goats in the house. We've got everybody coming in hot. I'm joined by the Commissioner Rhino. If you are new to the channel, please like this stream. Please subscribe to us. Rhino will tell you to hit the notifications. I won't ever tell you to do that, but Rhino will. Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins to the moon.
Temper the expectations each week with that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna start him over Zay Flowers or Hill or anybody like that. But temper your expectations.
As you pointed out, they've got a tough matchup at home again against the Broncos. I say tough A, the Broncos secondary. B, it's a divisional game.
Yeah.
So that's week 10. Week 11, folks. Week 11. I'm going to jump ahead. Oh, and we've got bad buys coming up also. Bad buys. The Chiefs go to Buffalo. That's a game that you might see. You might see another good performance. So again, I don't want to get too far ahead for our purposes this evening, folks. But DeAndre Hopkins. I would see I would see what type of package you could get for DeAndre Hopkins, or even a good 1-for-1.
Yeah.
Thoughts? All right. Yeah. So let's get into that, Tyler. Let's get into that because this is kind of interconnected, I would say, right?
A little bit, yeah.
This is definitely interconnected. You had these two players were traded today. We knew Khalil Herbert was going to be traded. It was just a matter of to whom. The Bengals. Now this made perfect sense.
Yeah, especially with Zach Moss going out with a neck injury.
And subsequently, right?
Yeah.
Now on IR.
Yep.
Now on IR.
He might be done. He might be done.
So this becomes interesting. Now we just saw Chase Brown play 27 carries. Look at all that volume that he got last week.
150 yards from scrimmage.
Last week, like 3 days ago. he took off, wheels up, and the wheels are now coming back down because Khalil Herbert happens to be pretty good.
Yeah, he's a bigger back than Chase Brown. I think it'll take. I say by week 3 he'll start eating a little more into his.
You mean
touches, but
week 3 as in no. You mean
I mean
3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Just when we thought that we had a freaking future bell cow running back in Cincinnati, they bring in Khalil Herbert.
I still think it'll be like maybe at the most 60-40 split, but probably more like 70-30, something like that. Which they need something like that to
Okay. Are you gonna add Khalil Herbert? Are you gonna? Are you adding him? Or are you gonna put a claim in for him?
No, not me. Depends what I have on my bench. If I have to drop a Bucky Irving, call Tyrone Tracy, I'm not doing it. But if I have to drop Emilio Wilson for the Green Bay Packers, I'm doing it. If I'm dropping, if it's something like that.
Yeah.
That I'm dropping because I know what Khalil Herbert can do.
I would say this. If you're running thin at running back, like if Chase Brown happens to be your RB2 and your RB3 or RB4, now you're digging into like the you're digging into like the Tyler Algiers and maybe Javonte Williams, You're digging
Yeah, but Javonte
into.
Williams is a number one still for right now.
He
But
stinks. He
yeah,
stinks. He's nobody. Well, let me put it. He's a number one on Denver, but he's not your number one in fantasy.
no.
But so, like I'm saying, like if you're running thin at around the flex position at RB, Khalil Herbert might be worth adding. I wouldn't go breaking the bank still in week 10 for him. No, I certainly wouldn't be doing that. Again, if you're working with Alexander Madison, like your RB3 or your flex, if you're working with Jerome Ford, again, if you're thin, if you're thin at running back, Austin Eckler, then I think it might be worth adding Khalil Herbert, Tyler Goat, at that point. Now, my thoughts on Mike Smith.
Mike Smith, who's that?
Mike Smith. Yeah, Mike Williams. Yeah, he wasn't working out with the Jets. I don't even know what the Jets got in return for him. It doesn't really matter. He wasn't working out. Now he moves on to Pittsburgh, where they receive a bona fide wide receiver 2. Is this man a wide receiver 2, just like Khalil Herbert? No, not really. I would say, Rhino, that Mike Williams moving from the Jets to the Steelers didn't really help his status in fantasy. I don't really think so. Just based on going from that offense with the Jets kind of laterally over to the offense with the Steelers.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much there for Mike Williams. However, again, if you're kind of thin at wide receiver 3, or if your bench is kind of like, oh man, like it's like the depth isn't really what you want it to be. Mike Williams available in many leagues. Like again, I set this ticker up, folks, goats, last night, early morning, I should say, in the lab for you goats. And then the trade went down today. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to throw Mike Williams up right here. But he's available. He's definitely available. Is he worth adding? Yeah. He's worth it if.
So this is Mike Williams has all the tools to be a 1B, wide receiver 1B. But his problem has always been injuries. I think with him going to Steelers, he's going to be a very viable person to play each week because there'll be one-on-ones. Russell Wilson likes the pass catchers can catch the contested balls. He's good at that, really good at that.
Oh, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, but he high points the ball too. He doesn't.
Yes.
The ball, he comes up. So
yes.
I think it's going to be he's going to be very relevant. I think that's just my opinion. And I like that. That's probably one of my favorite trades of the day was that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this is why we get along so well, because because I don't agree with that. None of them were really, none of that, and even the next one that we're going to get to, none of these were really sexy. It was disappointing.
No, it's not sexy, but it's going to help the Steelers because who they had Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin as a running wide receiver 2s.
Right.
And nobody. So this opens up for Pickens too.
I think it's going to help the Steelers.
Yeah.
As they continue to march across the second half of their schedule into the playoffs, or playoff hopefuls. Yes, it's going to help the Steelers. Do I think it's going to help us in fantasy? If you're in a deep league and you need a guy on your bench, if you need to maybe insert Mike Williams when it comes to one of these upcoming By-Mageddons, it might be worth adding him in a plug and play situation. That's what I'm saying. It's not someone that is, again, he might give you a splash game, as you're alluding to, Rhino. Yes, he's a good football player when healthy. He's got a good football body. He should very well help Russell Wilson. Yes, all this. Yes, help the Steelers. Check mark.
Just think of the week 12, week 14 bye weeks. You're going to want somebody like him in your lineup.
Okay, right. So again,
he's probably not somebody you're going to play every week, but he's a good fill-in position.
He's good to add, or he might be. Again, if your roster is kind of thin, if you're looking at someone that really hasn't really been producing for you, if you're holding somebody like a Mason Tipton, if you're holding somebody like Kendrick Bourne, Jalen Coke. That's right, I said it. No, Mike Williams might be worth adding just for, again, not breaking the bank, folks. Not breaking the bank. That's right, the Smitty Goat. K. Dotton did come through. So did I, Sniper. So did I. We won't tell the folks and the goats your story. It's not appropriate for the Goat channel. The George Goat. Some guy lost.
That's rough.
Started Saquon Gibbs. Like I said,
have
Joe. George Goat. Somebody else that I'm very close with. Another Goat. He took a loss this week too. He had Alvin Kamara, JSN, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts. he had just a monster week, a monster lineup, and he ran into a buzzsaw. And it seems that you ran into a buzzsaw also, George Goat. And that happens, man. That happens. Man.
Yeah.
If you would have played anyone else during, in the league that particular week, you would have won. It happens. It's lousy too. It's lousy because you see all your boys, all your soldiers perform for you, and then you went up against the team that outperformed you, 210 to 195. That happens. George Go. We saddle back up, baby. We saddle back up.
That was last week. This is this week.
Yeah.
You can't move forward while looking back. All right. Little tidbit there.
Is that what you were doing, Sniper Mel? Sniper Mel is about to clinch in the Scottish Bowl. Sniper Mel is going to clinch. We won't talk about our Scott Fishbowl teams. I'm just going to talk about Sniper Mel is about to clinch. You could clinch basically two ways for this massive industry tournament. You could clinch by getting to 13 wins. That's an automatic. And then there's like the projected score cut line, how many overall points, and then there's like a cutoff. I believe Sniper Mel will clinch both ways by getting to 13 wins and by being over the cut line. Massive victory. Congratulations. Super proud. Super proud.
You know what? I think I told you this for 3 weeks. I thought it was the best ball league. And so for 3 weeks I lost. Until one of the guys TM'd me is like, "Hey, Ron, are you okay? You're not setting your lineup." I was like, "What do you mean not setting my lineup? It's the best ball league." But hey, rookie mistake, man. Not knowing the settings, but that's what happens when you're drafting three different teams at the same time and two are best ball. So very easily confused. Won't happen next year. Won't happen.
We all make those blunders.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how long we've been playing, we all make those blunders. Yeah, my blunder. I'm not even going to share my blunder this week. I got away with a win. I got lucky with a win, and I committed an absolute crazy blunder. Nevertheless, the show must go on. So, who else do you want to add this week, Rhino? I mean, Quentin Johnson had a great performance.
Yep.
Why don't we? You know what? We should talk about one of our favorite topics. One of our favorite topics to talk about. How do you feel today?
This is okay. I've mentioned this on X a few times, and he has Al Davis syndrome. He can't give out his own way. Him trading a fourth for Jonathan Mingo, who's had 55 catches for like 455 yards in 3 years, hasn't sniffed the end zone, is ludicrous. Oh, I can't hear you. There you go.
This is what's fascinating to me. So Jonathan Mingo happened to have been on the field against the Saints on Sunday more than he normally is, and I feel like that was that was like the showcase tryout for the brass in Arlington, Texas. Okay, we saw enough. Thank you. Let's bring him in, and we'll give you this. In Carolina, Dave Canales did not draft this kid. And he'll wind up. I don't know where he fits in this scheme of things. Worse than that, Rhino. Worse than that, they don't have. I doubt that they have their starting quarterback to even throw to him.
He's out. He's out. I mean, Cooper Rush is all right, and actually, Cooper Rush is a sneaky good pickup. He's very doable.
You're gonna add Cooper Rush over Justin Herbert?
No. If you're in a league where it's very thin, and you need a quarterback to stash for week 12, week 14, I'd pick up Cooper Rush. That's a last chance thing, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna pick up Cooper Rush over Drake May. I'm not gonna pick up Cooper Rush over or Herbert, but if you're in a bind as a quarterback, then
all right. So typically, let's just pretend that everybody plays one QB league. There's no such thing as Superflex. We're pretending right now.
Okay.
12-team league. No, Dak Prescott was drafted as a starter.
Yeah, I'm not touching them then, because you're going to have viable quarterbacks to be able to pick up. So
I would feel comfortable adding Justin Herbert if he's available.
Yeah.
I may now something the numbers are telling us that Daniel Jones is giving you 18, 19 fantasy points per game.
Yeah.
I mean, so the numbers are telling us that. But we're not very comfortable adding Daniel Jones for some reason, folks. Goats. I don't know why. Now, the numbers are absolutely...
It's the Daniel Jones stigma. You know?
Numbers, it is. It really is. The numbers are telling us, like, this is okay, but...
People play Trevor Lawrence, and his numbers are almost as equal as Daniel Jones.
It's true.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it just takes me back to the original question, really. Dak Prescott, you're going to be without him now, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately. Might wind up helping you. I think I'm adding Justin Herbert based on what we've seen with the Chargers of late. They're kind of like tossing the ball around a little bit more.
Right? It's surprising.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice situation.
They got that the beautiful quarterback in Herbert to do that. And when I saw the stat that he's only rostered in 45%. That surprises me because I would think it'd be a higher number. But going off with your thing about one quarterback league, then that kind of makes sense.
Well, yeah, no. Now if we want to go back to actual fantasy,
Yeah.
where many of us do play in 2 QB leagues or super flex leagues. But again, in the 1 QB setting, yes, Justin Herbert is most likely available. Daniel Jones is most likely available. That would be my number 2 option, although I so am intrigued to maybe play Daniel Jones, maybe add him, play him against Carolina in Germany.
Yeah.
This could very well be another smash start for Danny Dimes.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, you kind of have to have the stones. So like Justin Herbert, it's a safe option. That's safer. He's a safer quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a more polished quarterback, I'd say.
Yeah.
So Daniel Jones needs Brian Dable, right?
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, Jim Harbaugh, he's not really like, he didn't like refine Justin Herbert. He's not really designing shit for Justin Herbert. That's not the way it's working over there in LA in the Chargers. Not at all. You got your offensive coordinator that has a playbook, and Justin Herbert is executing the play calls very well. Quentin Johnston's a big part of that. Quentin Johnston, folks.
27% rostered.
Sniper, do you play in any 1 QB leagues? I don't even think Sniper plays in any 1 QB leagues.
So CeeDee Lamb is hurt, and they're saying it's day to day.
Where Quentin, yeah, he's hurt. Jonathan Mingo, I don't think is the answer to that. No. I really don't. Well, he's not the answer. He may be added in terms of depth. Jalen Tolbert is sneaky.
And Cooks is coming back off IR pretty quickly too. So.
I feel like Jalen Tolbert has been bouncing around off of rosters, back to free agency, fantasy, by the way. Yeah. Rosters, free agency. Jalen Herbert is a sneaky play. I'm not in love with it based on the quarterback. I'm really not, though. It's unfortunate. If it was Dak under center,
yeah,
Jalen Herbert would still, I think he would be rostered, especially with CD now dealing with an injury.
No, this hurts Rico Dowdle because they're going to be stacking the box. Because
does it hurt Rico Dowdle?
I think so. Yeah, they'll stack the box. They'll make him throw.
Rico Dowdle only his all of his touchdowns are receiving touchdowns, right? I think so. We can check that, but Rico Dowdle, I don't think has a. I think he's a better version of Alexander Madison. I think. I don't know if he has a rushing touchdown. Quincy Goat. Does Rico Dowdle have a touchdown? A carry, a rushing touchdown? Start Hurts or Jaden Daniels and start one. Take Dell or Tyrone. Munich is calling Tyrone. I
like Jaden Daniels.
I mean, like Quincy. Quincy's like in this bind every week because he's got the 2 best quarterbacks right now for fantasy, other than Josh Allen. It's amazing to me. Quincy, tell us in the chat, what round did you draft A, Jalen Hurts, and then B, Jaden Daniels? Now, my prediction is that you drafted Jalen Hurts in the 4th, and you took Jaden Daniels like in the 11th. That's my prediction. Hurts or Jaden Daniels. I mean,
I go Daniels and Tracy.
How do you
Daniels and Tate Dill.
How do you sit Jalen Hurts? I mean, like the conundrum that the GOAT has here, the absolute.
Oh wait, they're playing Dallas, right?
The Eagles are playing Dallas.
Yeah, no, I'm playing Hurts. Yeah, I play Hurts. Hurts and Tank Dell.
Is Nico coming back?
Not yet. No.
Not this week?
Not everything I've seen. He's not. They're not saying anything. It's not limited. No practice. I think he was DNP today.
You're gonna play Tank Dell over. You're gonna play Tank Dell against the Lions in Houston, or you're gonna play Tyrone Tracy against the Panthers.
I'm playing Tank Dell.
I'm not. Total volume with Tyrone in Germany, by the way, in Munich.
I know. They have to go across the pond. There's going to be jet lag.
There'll be jet lag for both teams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Commanders are hosting the Steelers.
Yeah.
So you're going to get T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith breathing down the rookie's neck.
And the newest addition, Preston Smith.
And who knows? Oh, I was about to say something, but I'm going to hold back.
Why?
It's not appropriate.
Oh, okay.
The Commanders in D.C. Who knows if D.C. is going to be standing? Who knows what's going to happen over there? Solo go. Hurts. Oh, here's Quincy. Hurts in the third and what?
Oh, wow.
All right, so Hurts in the third. I called fourth. Daniels in the sixth, though. You don't have to tell us your record. You do not have to do that. You're here, GOAT. You're going to march on through week 17, and we're going to clinch it together, Quincy. That's what we're going to do with the solo GOAT's help and the sniper's help, and we march to victory together with Tyrone. 6th round for his second quarterback, though. Interesting. Solo go. Why don't you come on here, man? When do we get the solo go back? How do I feel about CMC the rest of the season? How do you feel about JSN the rest of the season? That's the better question. Forget about CMC. I think the question is, what's going to happen to Jordan Mason? What's going to happen with Isaac Guerrero? Is CMC going to be activated? The window is supposed to be open. That doesn't necessarily mean that that CMC is active for week 10 just because the window opens.
No, I told our brother right there, don't have any expectations, because they're going to start out slow with him. I don't think they'll run him full force. That'd be stupid if they did, coming off tendonitis, Achilles tendonitis. I mean,
two
like
times two.
Yeah,
times two.
Times two. So they could pop like that. First run, doing a sweep, bam. There he goes, and he's done, retiring.
Well, CMC doesn't have that bionic status like Mahomes has, like where all of a sudden like Superman comes out of like the tent and like doesn't miss a beat. CMC he's been battered. This isn't CMC's first rodeo injured. So no. Solo go. How do I feel about him? I don't know. I mean, like we better see him. I'm curious to see what Shanahan does in terms of his snap count, how he's ramped up, how he looks to him in practice behind closed doors, not to us until we actually see it on game day. I don't know, because it's brand CMC brand, because once he gets activated, all the hype and all the smoke is going to be like, okay, we need to play him. Everyone's going to play him and not sit him because of the brand. And we're gonna find out. On Friday we'll have a lot more information. By the way, this Friday, 8 p.m., the Lineup Advice Show right here. If you're just joining us, please give us a like. Please subscribe.
Hit the notification.
Yeah, we'll get a lot more information as the week progresses. But how do I feel about the rest of the season? How do I feel about my dinner tonight? I don't know. Like, I'm going to heat it up. It'll be all right.
You heat up your Burger King?
Not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight I got every once in a while I get a little homemade stuff. Every once in a while. I prefer Burger King. Because I'm sick like that. Just wondering where you go, store. Oh, you are going for the jugular. Solo going, man. Impressive, man. Very impressive.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot. He's been busy in that league.
We're in several leagues together. Several. Solo goats, no jokes. No jokes.
No, he's not.
I hope he takes the PPFS.
Which one?
The GFFS. Mm-hmm. That one. The GFFS. I hope he takes that. The tournament. Not in the dynasty. Then there's the Jazzy. The Jazzy, he's not going to win. The Jazzy, he's got to go through.
Got to go through you.
He's got to go through Oversiege. That's the name as of now. I'll probably change it. I'll change it tonight.
That's why you won't trade people to us, because we're coming after your ass.
No, I would trade. All right, let me ask you this. While we're on the subject, I think we've covered waivers. I would add Justin Herbert if I have Dak. I would add Justin Herbert if I had a borderline quarterback. I would add Justin Herbert or Daniel Jones. If one of my players is just like, I'm never starting him. Like, if there's somebody like that you're never starting, and you may want to stream somebody. By the way, I got some streamers. Why don't we talk about some of these guys? These sneaky bastards? I shouldn't have said that.
Especially Sanders, man. Especially Sanders.
Tight end.
Yeah.
Bryce Young's best friend.
Yep.
I consider Bryce Young still a rookie. He's played in 18, 19, 20. He's played in about 21 or 22 games so far. Not very good.
No.
So, yeah, the tight end, he should be relying on a tight end.
I'm surprised you got traded today.
Because he's having difficulty connecting with his wide receivers. And he's certainly relying on his running back, Chuba. Jonathan Brooks will be activated, should be activated by now, or he's finished, or he's done for the year. He won't play the season. So we'll find out more about that. Jonathan Brooks has been, speaking of the Jazzy League, Jonathan Brooks has been sitting in that pup all season.
Yep.
I doubt I'll ever play him. But I'm not going to want to drop him. But hypothetically, if I needed another quarterback and one of these dudes is just there, I may have to. If I needed a quarterback, a second quarterback. If Daniel Jones is available.
Yeah. So Derek wants to drop Stroud for Herbert. I wouldn't drop Stroud for Herbert.
I would add Herbert.
I'd add Herbert. I wouldn't drop Stroud for Herbert.
Yes. I would try to add him.
Is Bigsby droppable? No, Bigsby's not droppable.
Drop Bigsby either. Who else do you got?
Who would you pick up?
Who else do you got? Yeah, again, there's another player that survived the chopping block today. He still remains a Jaguar, as in one Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
NFL Rumors, by the way, NFL Rumors, that official account said it in a post. He remains on the Jaguars. I'm paraphrasing here because of his relationship with Trevor Lawrence. I'm not sure if I'm buying that.
I'm not buying that.
I mean, again,
teams need two viable freaking running backs. They do.
I know the relationship dates back to Clemson. Yes, I get that. I get that part. I'm not sure if that's the reason why the Jaguars front office didn't trade Travis Etienne, because they were afraid of the bond breaking up. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I wouldn't speculate on it, though. Nevertheless, take Bigsby, I would say, is a hold for now. Yeah. For now, let's see what Travis Etienne. Let's see how he gets ramped up. Let's see how they split that usage. Quincy Goat, grade my team. I grade your team in A without even reading. Well, we know the quarterbacks are two of the quarterbacks are the best quarterbacks. Yeah. They're playing the best. Brooks, there is no Brooks right now. Tony Pollard, Kareem the Dream, Tyrone, Tank, Pacheco's on IR, Bucky, Justin Jefferson, Tank Dell.
Damn. Yeah, it's a good team. Damn good team.
Damn right. So a good team would be B+. A damn good team, I would say, is an A-.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. If your record, Quincy Goat, I'm going to make another prediction. Your record should be, after going into week 10, I would say your record is 6-3. 6-3. Maybe 5-4. But 6-3 or 5-4.
Yeah. Would you pick up Drake May since Love is on bye? Who would you be dropping to pick up Drake May too? I mean,
well,
but I would if you need a quarterback.
No, Chisel Goat. I get the Drake May, yes, the rushing upside and this and that. I get all that. I mean, I'm not sure how much you're going to get out of him versus what we could potentially get out of somebody like Herbert
or Daniel Jones,
which seems to be, again, safer to me. Safer with a higher ceiling than Drake May, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
and then if you really got some stones, Daniel Jones. If Herbert is not available to you, I think I would do Daniel Jones over Drake May. Yeah, that's what I would do that as well.
Oh yeah, it's just the offensive system and who they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Puka or Pickens rest of the season, full PPR.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, that's yours. I'm not the LA Rams person here.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them except for Kyron Williams. But because my partner in crime and brother is born at SoFi, I leave all the Rams to him.
Puka or Pickens RS full. I'd actually go Pickens rest of the season full PPR, just because with Puka's knee injury, it might just take one bad hit, banging his knee against somebody, and he's out. And plus, he's sharing targets with Cooper Kupp too. So that's what I would do. Pickens, we don't know what's going to look like with Mike Williams yet, but he's still going to get most of the picks, most of the targets. So that's me. And I'm you can see that back wall. I am a diehard Browns fan, but I'd probably go Pickens. You can't really miss either one, though. You disagree, huh?
I don't think I have the right overlay or banner. I don't for this situation. I don't. So we're just gonna have to go back to this one. Where did you draft Puka?
Yeah.
Where did you draft? Where was he being drafted? Late first, early second, right? More or less,
Yeah.
give or take. If we're concerned about Puka's knee injury, we should be equally concerned about Cooper Kupp getting re-injured again, right?
True.
I mean, just throwing that out there. Nevertheless, yes, of course. If in a perfect world, Cooper Kupp stays healthy, and in a perfect world, Puka, doesn't get injured, just his knee remains nice. Matthew Stafford, in a perfect world, stays nicey nice. The offensive line stays nicey nice. I would take that offense, that system, that wide receiver over George Pickens any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
And plus,
George Pickens is a good wide receiver. He definitely is. Again, let's go back to this for a second. The Steelers are playing good football.
Yeah.
For fantasy purposes, yes, of course we're going to have to start George Pickens. Yes, we're probably starting Najee Harris. Jalen Warren is always going to be borderline each week. He's one of these standalone in this type of committee. Mike Williams, yes. Does he support and help that offense? Yes. But George Pickens in Pittsburgh versus Puka Nacua over here, rest of season, Mr. Magic Goat.
But then you have to look at the fact that DeMarcus Robinson and Stafford are heating up again too, so there's more targets away from Puka.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
So
that's par for the course.
You can't go wrong either way.
A little bit, yeah, absolutely, a little bit.
And they're saying day to day because I think they said, was he a sprained AC joint too? Yeah, I think it was a sprained AC joint for him. Don't quote me on that, but I believe.
There's a lot of teams on by. We got to navigate through it. That's what we got to do. That's what the coaches do. We're going to navigate through all these buys. That's what we're going to do. Hey, look, I mean, if there's a bunch of teams on by, let's say week 12, which I know is a big buy Mageddon, week 14, bad.
I think there's 6 on week 12 and 6 on week 14 somewhere.
Yeah, so I mean, that's all. Everyone's affected by it in one way, shape, or form. We'll navigate through it. That's what we do. We navigate through it. You can make trades ahead of it. You're trading for players that were already on by. You're going to pick up players now, perhaps next week, week 11, that already have their buys. So you know that they're playing. That's why we have to try to, for lack of a better word, we got to try to weed out the garbage right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like anyone that you have not been playing at all, but you're just holding for some reason, you may want to go and add someone else now in the event that, okay, we know we're looking ahead and I've got these starters that are going to be off. Caught Chisel Goat.
Which tight end would you roll with this week? Andrews, Hawk, Taysom, or Hunter Henry? I'm rolling with Andrews.
This Thursday night, baby.
Yeah.
This should be a fireworks game. It should be. You gotta beat up one of the worst secondaries in the league with the Ravens. You got one of the best, most prolific offenses in the league with the Bengals.
Yep.
When they're firing on all cylinders, they're going to fire on all cylinders. We're expecting a big game out of Jamar. Look at what Mike Gesicki did the other day.
Yeah.
But
was Gesicki? Because I saw a stat how his line goes up when Higgins isn't playing.
Sure, all of them, all of them.
So
and any role player, of course. And they may be without Higgins again, but still, so what? So it'll be like Yoshivas or Sample or God knows who. Maybe they activate Burton. It'll be somebody else, and then there's Jamar. So, but this is what I was about to say. But the Ravens could just keep up with that. That's what the Ravens are doing. They're just like they're basically outscoring you. So it's an 11-on-7, but the Ravens 11 is outscoring your 11.
It's gonna be a shootout.
I'm going with Andrews.
Ready for it. I'm ready for a shootout too.
I'm gonna go with Andrews.
Yeah, 100%.
What are you gonna do, Sniper? What are you gonna do? Just gonna be glued to the Red Zone channel. You have to watch your soldiers, your other soldiers. Romeo's off. You know, somebody offered me Romeo in a trade. Like trying to get like one of my best players.
Romeo Dobbs or Romeo Dunze?
Romeo Dobbs.
Is that me? No.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? But I had him and somebody else partnered up.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to counter. Most people counter. I'm not necessarily my best trade.
Yeah.
No fun in that. Counter.
Counter. I conduct fantasy business in a different way.
Evidently, you do.
I have to consult. I have to consult with my most trusted counsel, and then we put a deal together. A proposal. We present. We present the appropriate deal to be in place.
Yeah, actually, I offered down Dobbs and Deontay Johnson.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll take Breece Hall though.
No.
If you really want to, if you really want to talk shop.
No.
You didn't even hear who I'm offering.
Who are you gonna offer?
I'll offer you JSN. You can have JSN.
I don't need receipt.
I'll give you a running back with JSN, and I'll take Breece Hall. I got plenty of running backs. I got plenty of running backs. Plenty of them.
I'll look.
See how we do this? You see how this works? Sniper's going to be in a managed league.
Daily care from a horse's face.
She's going to be in a managed league next season for like some real deal stuff. Because that's the level that the Sniper is performing at right now. She's going to play with the big boys, the big goats. That's right. Solo Goat, when are you coming on here, man? Chisel Goat, what are you doing? Let's see the negotiations live. Well, you just heard it, Chisel. I'm presenting. I've got a bevy of running backs that I have available. One would be Tank Bigsby. Another one would be Najee Harris. Another one is Kenny Skywalker.
I'll do Kenny Skywalker.
Kenny Skywalker along with T. Higgins, and in return, I'll take Brees Hall.
I thought you were going to say JSN. I'm having JSN.
No, you don't want Jason. He's on bye.
I'm fine with that. I got enough receivers to cover a bye.
Cut Chisley. I just tried to pull the okie doke. It didn't work. I mean, like, come on. It's my partner here. What else?
I love you, brother.
I love you, man. I love you. But if you would have, I don't know, honestly, I would not have done that anyway, just because we're kind of like showsmanship. Yeah. See, Chisel wants you to take the trade. T. Higgins. What if T. Higgins was healthy? Hypothetical. T. Higgins and Kenny Walker for Brees Hall. If there was a healthy T. Higgins,
100%.
All right, so we'll do this deal week 11. Just gotta wait for T. Higgins to get back on the field because he's honestly taking up space.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't need him again. I don't need him." You see what I'm working with, Solo Goat. I don't need some of these guys. It would be hard for me to give up Kenny Skywalker. Me and Kenny Skywalker have a relationship. 2022.
I'll do Najee and JSN.
Fabrice?
Yeah. Yep.
I might do that.
I
might do that.
All right. We can sidetrack here.
I might do that.
All right.
That would be a fucking deal. I can't stand the sight of Najee either. I can't stand it. I can't stand the sight of it and their defense. I just want to get rid of anything associated with that. The only reason I could go off on a crazy tangent. Yo! Hey folks, if you're just joining us, A, we're having a blast. B, it's been an absolute privilege building this thing with this gentleman right here.
Yeah.
Best Ball Jonesy, who's off tonight, and all you goats. Means so much, you have no idea. 100%. If you're new, if you're just joining us, I have to do this just because I have to. Please give us a like. Please subscribe to this channel. We will be back this Friday live and Saturday live, Sunday night live. Check the DFS out. We also have a DFS show. Not 100% positive whether it's going to be live or not. Let's go do this.
Thursday. So for Bill Fantasy, 10-man PPR, trade Jamar Chase, Brian Robinson, and Darnell Mooney for CeeDee Lamb, Joe Mixon, and Tank Dell. Nope. 53 people are either telling me I'm either fleecing or getting fleeced.
For CeeDee Lamb, for CD, for Joe, and Tank.
No.
I don't like it, Goat. I don't like it, Frizzy, for a couple of reasons. I don't know if I want to take Joe Mixon and Tank Dell on the same team. I'm pretty sure the Texans are coming up on bye. Are they not? Yes, I believe they are. Hold on a second.
I think they were in week 7. I don't have my phone.
Are you just making stuff up?
No. I said I think. I said I know. Thinking and knowing 2 different things.
Let's check week 14. They're not off on 12. Week 14. Yeah, let's check that. Sniper. It'd be super duper. You just like Give us the buys. The Texans are on by week 14. So that's reason number one why I don't like this deal. Number two, as we're alluding to before Frizzy Goat, CeeDee Lamb is got an injury right now. It's documented.
Yep.
He may play through it, but he is injured.
And Tank Dell's targets will go down once Nico gets back.
and I'm talking about a documented injury. Yeah. And he just lost his quarterback on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cooper Rush may have filled in nicely in 2022. And then how do you give up Jamar Chase?
No, you can't get Jamar Chase is wide receiver 1.
So is CeeDee Lamb. But again, based on these circumstances, taking on 2 Texans along with Darnell Mooney. No, I'm gonna hold Jamar.
He said, would you take Waddle? Would it be better if Waddle instead of Dell?
Not much, but at least you're not. At least you're getting Waddle for week 14.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, Jalen Waddle was the benefactor of the Dolphins receiving touchdown on Sunday, which, by the way, didn't surprise me. I want to get into that a little bit, but not tonight. I want to save that for Friday with my theory, my preseason theory that is kind of sort of coming to fruition with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Kind of sort of. I was doing some reflecting in the lab, and it dawned on me, you know what? This is kind of what I thought of. But we'll get more into that on Friday. Team is stacked. Yeah, you're 6-3. Your team is stacked in the 10-team league. Yes, very stacked. But I still, why would you want to take on? Why would you?
No, and Darnell Mooney,
he's playing well.
He's playing well, but Drake London, he's day to day with a hip pointer. So if he's not playing, Darnell Mooney's gonna be wide receiver 1. And that's why I actually picked up Cardell Hodges too this week, just as a stash, just in case. So
in any event, Coat. You know, I know it's fun to trade. Just why don't you try doing this? Take the 2 main wide receivers out of the equation. For you're holding Jamar, he's going to hold CeeDee. Let him keep the injured CeeDee. Now screw around with like Darnell Mooney, Tank Dell. You could then play around with like some of the other pieces. That's right. Right there. And then, of course, also on the Falcons, folks, he only helps one person.
Yeah.
So you keep him on the waiver wire with the exception of one. What else? Well, we covered everything in terms of waivers. Wait, Raiders. Speaking of Raiders, waivers and waivers, I would do Najee and JSF for Brees. I think so, Cut Chisel. You saw the negotiations. You saw how it gets down. This is someone that I work with. Well, if that's what you want to call it, work.
All right. So
this is what I call building.
How's a trade like Darnell Mooney and James Conner for Mixon? That sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, you're giving up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is there someone that you're gonna, pluck off of like his bench to kind of even it out? Because other than that, you're giving him a little bit more just for Mixon. But I mean, yeah, Joe Mixon's been Joe Mixon. Man, we can have a Joe Mixon.
On that.
Joe Mixon.
All right.
Let me just say that 2022 season, I also had Mixon with Kenny Skywalker. And Kenny Skywalker wound up saving my season because Joe Mixon, oh my God, what a bum. That year was terrible. You should do a Wednesday show before waiver deadline. What waiver deadline? Waivers clear tonight, darling. What waiver deadline? We are doing. This is the show.
This is the show.
We can do a show. Let's do a show. I'll do a show with you Wednesdays. But you have to host. I'm just going to sit back.
Lord. His receivers are Jamar, Amon, Terry, Reed, and Mooney. Running backs are Derrick Henry, Connor, B-Rob, Jr., Chase, Brown. Damn. That's a stacked-ass team. Especially their freaking wide receivers.
It's a 10-team league, you said, right?
Yeah. But still, shoot.
Frizzy. Keep marching, baby. Keep marching. We're going to be here with you all the way through till you receive the ship, because that's what the goats are going to do. Just bring it home for you. What is this? Lions of bullies. Lions of bullies. They're not bullies. It's just no team anymore is bullies. Remember the days when we thought teams were bullies?
Yeah.
Like personal foul after personal foul after chop block after personal foul. Those were the days of the bullies.
Yep.
I don't know if they really can't be considered like that anymore, because you can't hit the quarterback the same way. You can't tackle the same way anymore. Remember the days of Rodney Harrison on the Patriots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he's not he's not tall, but he's like a brick shithouse.
Yeah.
Fast break. He's like him. Him right there. That was Rodney Harrison. He hurt you. And the late great, God rest his soul, Junior Seau. Oh, I mean, those were bullies.
Yeah.
James Harrison on the Steelers. Bullies. Ray Lewis. When Ray Lewis hit you, that was like a hard hit. You've got some linebackers that are probably hitting hard the right way. But I don't know if you can consider him a bully.
No, not anymore.
No, not anymore. Not anymore. All right. Well, I think that's about it, Rhino, right? I mean, I think we covered everything, did we?
You did. And a trade.
Come on. And the trade. Burrow, Gibbs, Swift, Flowers, London, Kittle, Higgins, Benches, Jacobs, Kelsey, McMillan, Pollard, Ridley, Waddle, and Pacheco on IR, all in one show. That's all in one GOAT team. Hell of a team.
Yeah, it is.
Ray, yes, that's your guy. In Ray, we absolutely trusted Ray. All right, folks, we're going to take off here. It's been a fantastic show. I want to thank you very much for joining us this evening. Again,
Yeah.
Rhino, do you have any closing remarks before we take off?
No, man, just be a difference, make a difference. Have a good rest of your week, man. Be blessed.
Yeah, be blessed. All in one show. Just did a trade, Kittle and Swift for Connor and Puka. Thoughts? Just did a trade, Kittle and Swift. Yeah, as long as you have another tight end. Yeah. Cam Chancellor. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Cam Chancellor. Even Bobby, you can go to Bobby Wagner, who's still playing. God bless him. Yeah, that team kind of punished you a little bit, sure.
So
Yeah,
I want to know how old Raider 7-7 is. I wonder if he's old enough to remember Jack Tatum.
I remember Jack Tatum vaguely. Bill Romanowski.
Yep.
I mean, so these were bullies. These were bullies. I don't know. I don't know if there's a bully in the league right now or a team that you could consider a bully. The Lions, yeah, they're playing good football. The Steelers are playing good football. Don't be upset because the Lions went into your backyard in the drizzle, in like the mists. The indoor cats went outdoors and, kind of like.
So all in one show just did a trade for Kittle and Swift for Connor and Puka. That's a good trade.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll be back later in the week. Again, appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Great show. Want everyone to have a wonderful evening. That's it.
Good night.